Introduction to the New Testament. The New Testament tells a new and climactic part of the continuing story of how God lovingly pursued intimacy with all peoples. Because of His great love, God gave His Son Jesus, who by dying on the cross established a new promise, the new covenant, so that each of us may return to God. The older covenant, given to Moses on Mount Sinai, describes God working primarily through one people, Israel, to bring the blessing of salvation to all peoples of the world. The former covenant's laws revealed the righteous standard of perfection required by a holy God for people to know Him. The New Testament story began to be told after nearly 400 years of silence. There had been no word from God since the prophet Malachi, the last of the Old Testament prophets. Then the New Testament broke that silence with the loving arrival of God's Son on earth, who became a man born as a baby named Jesus. When the time came, Jesus gave His life to pay the penalty for the sins of the world. In this way, He became the Redeemer and Savior for those who believe in Him. The four Gospels begin this New Testament story by telling of Jesus' life, His teachings, deeds, death, and resurrection. The next book, called the Acts of the Apostles, tells how the good news of Jesus' salvation exploded into the first-century world, causing the formation of many churches throughout the Roman Empire. Then there is a series of letters that teach believers how to experience the saving life of Jesus every day. The rest of the story of Jesus is described in the last book of the New Testament, the book of Revelation. This book tells how Jesus Christ will one day return as He promised, restoring all creation so God's people can be with Him to know Him and enjoy Him forever.